Hey, what's up, y'all? And of course, welcome to another alternative factuals video and all that stuff and all that jazz. So y'all already probably figured out that Black Lightning did not come out this week. However, there is some analysis based on some of the other, I guess, information that's been released about the episode. So basically, I'm going to be breaking down what the possibilities are going forward for Black Lightning in general, but overall, just what we can expect going forward when it comes to episode 14 when we actually see it for season 3. And you know the usual, before I dive into any of those details or anything related to, Black Lightning in general, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. And without further ado, let's kind of just dive into this. Okay, so I'm not going to do really a screen recording for the synopsis for Black Lightning when it comes to episode 4 of season 3, but basically it's the Book of War, chapter 1, Homecoming. The synopsis just simply says, as the battle continues, old alliances are revisited and new alliances forged. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty straightforward, as well as overall it's kind of vague, so that way you can kind of be on the tip of your, the tip of your seat or the edge of your seat. But for the most part, we already know that we have, Black Lightning and his group of people, but also in general, we're going to realize that, people like Tobias or Dr. Helga Jace, they're going to start working with different people because they notice that their alliances are not getting them where they need to be, and that's where a lot of this is going to start to kind of shift a little bit. But one thing I want to focus on in general when it comes to the TV show, when it came to last season and even this season, there's something I want to focus on one particular character, and that character is none other than Lynn. Now Lynn, in my opinion, this entire war is actually surrounded by Lynn. Lynn is basically the focal point in which a lot of this war is taking place. Remember, the Markovians are coming over not only to steal metahumans, but to stabilize their own metahumans as well. The ASA are coming to steal metahumans and also stabilize their own as well. And even though Dr. Helga Jace, she is, a genius, she is someone who does possess knowledge, and when it comes to metahumans and a lot of their genetic mutations, when it comes to the green light, but she doesn't quite possess very specific knowledge when it comes to stabilization, as well as her ability to replicate powers. Now Lynn, even though she does not have powers, she is not a metahuman, she is one of the most, I would say, kind of lucrative characters in this situation. Let's put it simply like this. Lynn can literally create green light, quite literally. Obviously she's addicted, and just like Helga J said, she's the worst kind of addict. She's an addict that knows how to make her own addiction. So that's number one. But besides her addiction, 2, she herself knows how to stabilize metahumans, as well as pretty much put them in a state where their powers can be used to such an extent to the point that it doesn't overtax their body, or just simply put, it allows them to use their powers without restrictions or without experiencing extreme fatigue when it comes to using their powers or having any adverse effects to their body. So that's what makes her dangerous. Now the third reason, beyond any other reason, that I think personally what makes her dangerous, and I think she's going to be someone that a lot of people are going to be consistently going after until the remainder of the show, or until they decide to kill her off, or whatever the case may be, is her ability to create powers on the fly. So we didn't just see it in the last episode when she took Gravedigger's blood and was able to replicate his abilities, but we've seen this in the episode before that, where she's able to basically create these little serums where she's allowed to use people's powers for about 30, maybe 40 minutes. I think even maximum, I think about an hour. So basically she can create some sort of drug or some sort of serum that allows a regular plain old human being to have access to metahuman abilities for at least an hour. Now on the streetwise, when it comes to actually selling this product on the street, because drugs already are make a lot of money, even till this day, even though supposedly they say drugs are on the decline supposedly, but in general drugs make a lot of money. So imagine having a serum like that, where it's not just simply a drug that you're addicted to, but it's a drug that gives you superpowers for a short amount of time. And then that means basically for the most part you can achieve whatever you want. You can basically go out and get your own drugs using your own powers. It's like I said, it's very weird, because overall in general, when it comes to just the idea of it, the fact that temporary powers to people on the street in general, that's going to have a high value when it comes to any criminal to, like, anyone who's even similar to Tobias, or even Lala, for example, who in some way, shape, or form feels like he's doing the right thing by providing for Freeland, basically giving them what they need in a weird, twisted kind of way, even though he doesn't steal from the people of Freeland. I don't know. It's weird. He has like this half-baked Robin Hood mentality. I don't know. But that's besides the point. The street value on a drug or a serum like that, which allowed people to have temporary powers, which would give them the ability or the slight chance to combat someone like Black Lightning or Jennifer or Nissa, and basically the whole group of Jefferson family, it would just be off the charts. Like, the amount of money they can make for a single day would be in the thousands of millions, and then let alone within the week, you'll probably be in the billions before the month is out, because it would be such a lucrative thing for people to do. So Lynn is an acquired taste. She's definitely someone that everyone is going to try and get their hands on. She needs to be basically obtained, and that could be not just simply the Markovians or the ASA / America or whatever like that, but most nations, when it comes to achieving some form of power or enhancing their military forces, superpowers have always been the route that a lot of people have taken, not only in DC Comics but also in Marvel Comics and Dark Horse Comics. In a lot of comics, superpowers have been the way to go when it comes to just increasing military force. And even in the new show, I believe it's called The Boys, it's a very similar concept where the corporation not only they call it Vault Industries or whatever like that, but I just say the corporation because it's a corporation. It's a private corporation that basically invented superpowers, and then they capitalized on its abilities, not simply just giving out powers, but they capitalized on it by selling superheroes to governments. So basically, if they needed the Homelander, for example, they would pay Vault Industries a certain amount of money, basically for him to go and save whoever he has to save, and then basically Vault Industries would make money, give these heroes, a certain cut of the money, because obviously they are their product, so they have to make sure their product is taken care of and they're satisfied and they're living a decent life, blah, 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 all that stuff. Now, like I said, that can be very lucrative, because even in that, obviously universe, Vault Industries made billions of dollars selling heroes to governments, and the powers that came with it, as well as the power enhancers and stuff like that in general. It's just like they made billions and billions of dollars. So take that same concept, put it in DC Comics, put it in Black Lightning, and Lynn is basically the focal point of it. Dr. Helga Jace could not accomplish what Lynn did simply off the top of her head. Now, can she replicate what Lynn did? Is she intelligent enough to do it? Absolutely. She is absolutely intelligent enough to replicate it. But the thing is, Lynn is literally the person who can invent it. She made it possible for people to have temporary powers genetically for a short amount of time, which can pose a problem for Black Lightning in the future, or even since the universe is shared now by the Flash and the other superheroes, that can leak over into their worlds. They're going to be experiencing superheroes or supervillains or whatever the case may be that are buying powers for a short amount of times, for a certain amount of price, and then that can affect the overall world, and she is pretty much going to be the focal point of that, which is why I think this entire war is pretty much about her, whether she knows it or not. Basically, this is a war for power and territory, and people are forging alliances, people are revisiting alliances, because they're all operating under the same guise that we have to either stabilize metahumans, we either have to obtain more power, or basically we have to figure out how can we achieve such a state of independence with metahumans to the point that we don't have to do anything else for the next 10 to 15 years or 20 years when it comes to domination or being superior country or whatever the case may be. Whatever the selfish goal is when it comes to the TV show, Lynn is the center of it all, and she is by far, in my opinion, despite the fact that she doesn't have any powers, the most important character there is in the TV show. Because like I said, the most important character in any show is not simply the person who is the most powerful or the show in terms of who is the focal point of the TV show, even though Black Lightning is very much important, so is Jennifer and Anissa. But overall, the reason why she is important is because she has the ability, she has the power to not only shift the plot all the way on its back, but just in a universe kind of sense, she has the ability to give people the chance to even become something more than human. And a lot of people, even myself, like if I had a chance to become, superhero, would I go seeking out a drug for it? Maybe not, but it definitely, the temptation would be there. So imagine in a world where temptation is even higher in, you know, Freeland and certain areas, and criminals are just running rampant, you know, that is going to be a huge thing. So this whole thing, this whole entire war, everything that's happened all the way up until this point was about Lynn. She is the key to everything. She is the beginning, and in one way or another, she will be the end. So let me know what you think about this video. Like I said, this is kind of me just kind of spitballing about her character in general. Like I said, I like her character sometimes. I'll put it like this. I like her character. Is written well. She has very interesting character developments, whether they're good or bad. But let me know what you think about it. I'm kind of curious how you guys feel about Lynn in general, Lynn Stewart, and all that stuff. And let me know if you're feeling her character, or if you feel like she is as important as I'm giving her the type of credit to, you know, the type of credit. But let me know how you're feeling. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. Ooh, and I hope to see you later on. Peace out.